I entitled to paid sick days in the U.S.? Picture this. You wake up with a fever, your throat hurts, and you know you shouldn't go to work. But then the fear sets in. If you stay home, will you lose pay? Will your boss hold it against you? For millions of American workers, this is a daily reality. The big question is, am I entitled to paid sick days in the U.S.? Unlike many other developed countries, the U.S. does not guarantee paid sick leave at the federal level. Whether you get paid when you're sick depends on a patchwork of state laws, city ordinances, and company policies. Some workers have generous protections, while others face a choice between health and a paycheck. In this video, we'll break it down, what federal law says, what state and local laws require, how private policies fill the gap, and what you can do if you don't have guaranteed sick days. Federal law: no universal paid sick days. At the federal level, the Fair Labor Standards Act, FLSA, sets the rules for minimum wage and overtime, but it does not require employers to offer paid sick leave. That surprises many workers because they assume sick time is a basic right. In truth, whether you get paid depends heavily on where you live and who you work for. There is one important federal law, the Family and Medical Leave Act, FMLA. It provides up to 12 weeks of job-protected leave for serious health conditions or to care for family members. But FMLA leave is unpaid, and it only applies to employees who've worked at least 12 months at companies with 50 or more employees. Example: a worker in Texas develops the flu. If their employer does not voluntarily offer paid sick time, they may have to take the day off without pay. Under federal law, the employer is not obligated to pay them. State laws guaranteeing paid sick leave. Because federal law is silent, many states stepped in with their own paid sick leave laws. These laws require employers to provide a certain number of paid sick days each year. California. Employees earn at least 1 hour of paid sick leave for every 30 hours worked, with a minimum of 24 hours, 3 days, per year. Some cities, like San Francisco and Los Angeles, require even more. New York. Employers with 5 or more workers must provide 40 hours of paid sick leave per year. Larger employers must provide up to 56 hours. Massachusetts. Workers earn 1 hour of paid sick time for every 30 hours worked, up to 40 hours annually. Connecticut requires service workers in certain industries to accrue up to 40 hours of paid sick leave. New Jersey, Oregon, and Washington State also require paid sick leave statewide. Example: a retail worker in California working 30 hours per week will accrue about 1 hour of paid sick leave per week, reaching 3 full days by mid-year. City and local ordinances. Some cities go beyond state law. Even in states without a statewide mandate, cities have adopted their own sick leave rules. Chicago requires workers to accrue 1 hour of paid sick leave for every 40 hours worked, up to 40 hours a year. Philadelphia mandates paid sick time for workers in companies with 10 or more employees. Seattle has one of the most generous policies, with up to 72 hours for large employers. These ordinances matter because they provide rights even when state law doesn't. Example: a restaurant worker in Seattle can earn up to 9 paid sick days a year, while a similar worker in neighboring Idaho may get none unless their employer offers it voluntarily. Who is covered and who isn't paid sick leave laws usually cover most employees, but there are exceptions. Some exclude small businesses below a certain employee count. Some exempt temporary or seasonal workers. Independent contractors are generally not covered since they're considered self-employed. Example: A gig economy driver for Uber in New York City is entitled to sick leave under local law, but a driver in Texas may not get any unless Uber's policy provides it. Accrual and carryover rules. Most state laws require workers to accrue sick time gradually. For every 30 or 40 hours worked, you earn 1 hour of paid sick leave. Some states cap the total you can use in a year, but allow unused hours to carry over. Example: a grocery store worker in Massachusetts who works some 200 hours in a year accrues 40 hours of sick leave, enough for 5 days. If she uses only 20 hours, the other 20 may roll over into the next year. What sick leave can be used for? Paid sick leave laws typically allow time off for your own illness, injury, or medical appointment, caring for a sick family member, domestic violence or safe leave situations in states like Oregon and New York, public health emergencies such as COVID-19 quarantine. Example: a worker in New Jersey uses sick time to take his child to a doctor's appointment. That's covered. Another worker in Oregon uses it to attend court related to domestic violence, also covered. Employer policies and voluntary benefits. Even in states without mandates, many employers offer sick leave voluntarily, especially large companies. But policies vary widely. Some provide a set number of days up front each year. Others use accrual systems. Some combine vacation and sick leave into paid time off, PTO banks. Example: a corporate employee in Texas may get 10 PTO days to use however they want. A warehouse worker at a small business in the same state may get 0 guaranteed sick days. COVID-19 and temporary expansions. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Congress passed the Families First Coronavirus Response Act, FFCRA, which temporarily required certain employers to provide paid sick leave for COVID-related reasons. That law expired in 2020, though some states made similar emergency rules permanent. This highlighted how fragile sick leave protections can be in the U.S. Workers often depend on temporary laws rather than permanent guarantees. Enforcement and penalties. States with sick leave laws require employers to comply. If employers deny leave or retaliate against workers for using it, penalties may apply. California. Employers can face fines and lawsuits for failing to provide or allow sick leave. New York. Workers can file complaints with the Department of Labor if denied sick time. Massachusetts. Retaliation for using sick leave is prohibited, with damages available to employees. Example: a fast food worker in New York calls in sick with the flu. The employer fires her. She files a complaint, and the Department of Labor requires reinstatement and back pay. What workers can do without guaranteed sick leave. If you live in a state without paid sick leave laws, 1. Check your handbook. Employer policies may offer it even if not required. 2. Look for PTO policies. Vacation time may double as sick time. 3. Check local ordinances. Cities like Chicago or Philadelphia may cover you even if your state doesn't. 4. No retaliation protections. Even unpaid sick time may be protected if linked to discrimination, disability, or family medical needs. 5. Advocate. Workers can organize for better policies. Many state laws passed after worker campaigns. The human side of sick leave. Paid sick leave isn't just about money. It's about public health and dignity. Without it, workers face impossible choices: go to work sick and risk infecting others, or stay home and lose income. Low-wage workers, especially in retail, food service, and caregiving, are hardest hit. Example: a cashier in Florida works sick because she can't afford to lose pay. She spreads the flu to coworkers and customers. In states with paid sick leave, this scenario is less likely. The bigger picture. The U.S. stands out among developed countries for lacking universal paid sick leave. Instead, the patchwork of state and local laws means rights vary dramatically by geography. For workers, that means knowing your specific state's rules is critical. For policymakers, it raises debates about fairness, public health, and economic stability. So, are you entitled to paid sick days in the U.S.? At the federal level, the answer is no. The FLSA does not require them, and the FMLA only guarantees unpaid leave. But at the state and city level, millions of workers do have rights. California, New York, Massachusetts, New Jersey, Oregon, and many others mandate paid sick leave. If you're outside those areas, your access depends on employer policy. That's why it's so important to know your state law and check your handbook. The bottom line, sick leave is a patchwork, not a guarantee. But knowing your rights and pushing for stronger protections can make sure you don't have to choose between health and a paycheck.